Hi guys, how are you and welcome to this video. So I'm making this video because of the idea of Jessica Kobesi. She did a video where she went back to look at the pictures she took each year, like 2011, 12, 13, 14, etc. So she went back to look at what type of photography she did, what she improved, what she didn't like, and what she's doing now. It's nice because you can really see the improvement you've made. And I want to thank you, Jess, for the great videos you do. There are always videos which are innovative, and that's what I really like about your work. You are a photographer that always bring new ideas and content to the world, and that's really nice. So thank you for that idea, and also thank you for this idea, which I really love, because it's not only great for people that are subscribed to you, that follow you on social medias, but it's also great for you as a photographer because you take the time to really see each year what work you've done and how you've improved. So me, I never did that. I never thought about doing that. And now that I did it, I can actually see what improvements I've made, and it's really amazing because you see that the work you've done was worth it. So before starting, I'm gonna present myself. I'm Juan Jose Jaramillo. I'm Colombian, but I live in Montreal, Canada. I was born in Medellin, Colombia, and I've been living here for 15 years. I really love this country, Canada, and here it's where I started photography. So I started photography because I had this YouTube channel and I wanted a camera for doing videography. My parents bought me a camera for Christmas in 2013. So they bought me a Canon 60D. And I started using it for videography. But in 2014, that's when I started taking pictures with that camera, and I was like, wow, man, like this camera takes amazing pictures. And that's how I started to take pictures. And how I really started to take frequent pictures more than videos is when I started discovering that effect, which is bokeh. I didn't know at the time that was bokeh, but eventually I learned that with the 50mm f1.8 you can get that effect a lot because it has a big aperture and it's not expensive if you're starting videography or photography. And I bought that lens and I just kept taking pictures with that lens because, well, I love the bokeh, and that's how I started taking pictures. And I started posting my pictures on social media. When I went to CEGEP here in Quebec is like a pre-university. So I went to CEGEP in 2014 and I had a roommate. He had 23 years old at that time. I had 17. And basically he just kept giving me some ideas and what I could do and stuff like that. He saw my pictures and he was like, man, I like your pictures. You should maybe post them on social media, as there's maybe other persons that will like your pictures. And that's how I started posting pictures. And I had to mention that because these two events were the events that really made me start taking pictures, sharing them. And without these events, my parents and my roommate, maybe I wouldn't be at this point right now making this video and just taking pictures that I really love. So now that I've presented myself, you can find me on social media ads with @JJJMPH. JJJMPH stands for Juan Jose Jaramillo Mejia, PH for photography. So on all social medias, Facebook, Instagram, 500px, etc. So I started taking pictures in 2014. Let's go to that year. So in that year, I got the 50mm f1.8 and I started just taking pictures of my friends. I remember at that time I had like 17 years old. I didn't have a lot of money. So I just went and bought like big construction lights. I placed them in front of my friends and just f1.8 with my camera, take that. And I really liked the bokeh. So these were my first ever portraits. Then I also took pictures of pretty much everything that I liked. So, and I also was experimenting a lot. So pictures of trains, of perfumes with liked. There's a picture of light is actually disliked. I took it from the top. I was just experimenting a lot, like exploring, and pictures of nature, pretty much everything. So I also was starting to explore Photoshop, how to edit, and different effects. I also took pictures during the night, and at that time I was using my flash from my smartphone to help me take pictures of people during the night. So that year I will call it experimenting because during that year, I was just taking pictures of everything, experimenting a lot, learning a lot. So that's for 2014. And let's go to 2015. So during 2015, I also was experimenting, but I was trying to improve. Not a lot because I was still new. I didn't know very much about how to really improve a lot, but I was really exploring a lot, also like taking pictures of random stuff, and taking my photography a bit more serious. And I'm saying improving because I actually went to like a workshop, like at Montreal. There's a photographer that is very well known. Maybe you don't know him, but his name is Von Wong, and he's very creative. And I went to his workshop, and I learned a lot. I learned on how to freeze movement with strobe. And during that workshop, I learned a lot. I was taking photography a bit more serious. I was able to get a job as a wedding photographer. And you shouldn't be scared. You know, during that year, I wasn't good, but there's always people that want different kind of photographers. If they want a great photographer, they're gonna go and get the best photographer they can get. If they want a normal photographer, well, they're gonna search for that photographer. And at that year, I did my first job at a wedding. I look back through the pictures. They were not that bad, but they weren't good. But it's really, you have to start somewhere. And I'm saying that because as a photographer, you shouldn't be scared, man. You should price yourself for what you're worth. That, yeah, you have to do that, but you shouldn't be scared to just explore and try new things. So that year I got my first contract as a wedding photographer. I did some landscapes and I took pictures that I really like, even with lenses that are not very like professional. With the kit lens of the Canon 60D, the f3.5 to 5.6, 18 to 200 millimeters, I was able to take two pictures that I absolutely love. There's one of a bird with a lot of bokeh behind in Colombia, and there's one of a leaf that I took with that lens, and they have a lot of bokeh. Maybe you don't know why. In another video I could explain it, but in this video I don't have enough time to do it. And I also took one of my best pictures of all the time, which was of an old man, a shoe shiner, when I went to a trip to Colombia. I really love that picture, which is in black and white. And that here was just exploring and getting a bit more serious, like improving, thinking about what I'm taking pictures of as a photographer. Let's go to 2016. 2016 was a year where I would say improved a lot, and right now I think is the year where I learned the most. So during that year, I started taking a lot of pictures of people. So I started working with some models, not just I contacted them by myself. I asked them, can we work together? And if she would like, or he would like, we would work together. So I started taking pictures of people, portraits. I still took pictures of stuff that I thought looked nice during my travels, and just basically improving a lot. During that year, I remember that I was subscribing to a lot of photographers online on YouTube. I was looking at a lot of video tutorials and just learning a ton, like really trying to be the best that I could, improving. And I also bought a flash. 2015 is where I bought the first softbox with the first flash, but here I bought an actual professional softbox with a professional flash. I tried studio photography. I didn't like it a lot. For me, it's not my type of photography, but I was still experimenting different types of photography, and it's the year where I started wondering what was my type of photography, because you know, on Instagram you see photographers. It's very rare that you will see a professional photographer taking pictures of everything and just posting them to their social media website. They really focus on to something. And me, during that year, I was lost because I love taking pictures of everything. But during that year, I really started thinking about like, what is my type of photography? And I kind of saw a vision like, okay, I like to take pictures of people. I like my portrait pictures. I really like how they look. And I started really going through taking pictures of people and portraits. So during that year, I would call it trying to see what is my type of photography. Okay, now let's go to 2017. So 2017 is this year. It's just finishing. We're the 25th of December. And during this year, it's a year that was great because I was able to work with some models. I was able to really start taking amazing pictures, and a year where I really saw my improvements into photography. I really saw that if you work hard, you can make some pretty good pictures. So this year I really discovered that my type of photography is portrait photography, also photography of persons. So I really started taking this seriously. It's also a year that I also went exploring and just taking pictures of nature, I will say. But during this year I took it very serious, and I was just thinking constantly about, should I bring my camera? Is it worth to bring my camera? And before taking a picture, I was really thinking about, is this picture worth taking? So I was able to take some pictures that I think look nice of persons, of nature, and really portraits. That's what I think will be my future in photography. I love to take portrait photography. I also started to take some video clips. So on Instagram you can see my video clips of models in slow motion. So I like videography, and I included that in my portfolio because I love videography. And I will say it's a year that I can see that I can actually be a professional photographer, and that people are contacting me to work with them because they like my work. So I will say it's getting serious, because I think that from this year to the next years, the work that I'm gonna do is gonna be pretty serious, because now I want to take just great pictures. So this is 2017. I don't know what's gonna come in 2018, but I hope it's gonna be great. And guys, thank you for watching this video. Thank you, Jess, for this amazing idea. Without you, I wouldn't be doing this video. And I hope that if you like my work, you're gonna follow me on my social medias at JJJMPH. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you and take care. Bye bye.